Hey, it's Loren Lahav. I am so glad you are here. This podcast is about keeping it real, helping you own your worth, find your voice, and step into your truly badass and beautiful life that you deserve. Every week, I'm bringing you stories, tools, and conversations that inspire, connect, and engage. We're going to laugh, we're going to get real, and we're going to dive into what it really takes for you to live a life that you're proud of, whether it's on stage, in the boardroom, or right at home. So grab your favorite beverage, turn up the volume, and let's dive in because it's your time to own it, live it, and love it. All right, Erin.
Hey, Loren, how are you?
We are here. We don't even know why we came in.
No.
To just have a good time today.
Yeah.
And welcome.
We always like to try everything once and test it out.
I think you like to try it. You test it out, but then you like commit.
Yeah, I do.
How many places have you been to for
dancing?
Well, dancing, we know you're all. How many times have you been dancing?
Oh, I don't know, maybe like 7 or 8 times. We tried it with you, remember? And then, I did 4 more lessons, and then I just kept with it.
You kept with it. And then how many times have you been doing your Orange Theory now?
I don't know, almost 7 or 8 times
there
now.
You go, sister.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, welcome. We are here with the amazing Erin,
Hi.
who is all about spreading more joy and happiness. I mean, if there is anybody whose name is beside the word joy, it is definitely you.
Thank you, Loren. Thank you.
Well, you know, you're new to Vegas.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about why Vegas and how it's been since you've been here.
Well, I've been here for 6 weeks now. I love the heat. You know, my husband got a job in the U.S., so we relocated here. But, you know, I know you here. You know, I'm part of your mastermind and everything, and a bunch of other ladies that are from here. So it's already a built-in community, you know, to have friends, do things. And so I love it here. You know, Vegas is known for fun, and what better place to move to, right? Because we love fun.
Well, you know, you talked about something really important, and that's community.
Yeah, community.
Talk about what it's like when you have community, either in your proximity or even just being on Zoom calls with people versus maybe being somewhere where you don't have community.
Yeah, well, you know, community is like everything, because everything you want to do in your life, if you have people behind you, you know, envisioning the same goal and rooting for you and supporting you and loving you and not thinking you're crazy, that it's some weird idea that you're doing, you know, if you're in the right space with the right people, then you just keep going and you focus on that, and there's no fluff. It's like, let's do this. How can we support you? Let's do this. And then we just go and do it. And I think when you don't have that, you know, you have to rely on yourself, telling yourself all the time, I've got this, I'm doing this, and it's a little more exhausting. But when you have the whole team behind you and you as well, as you know, then you just keep going, and it doesn't matter if you look silly or what, you just get up and keep going, because you know those ladies are going to love you and support you anyway.
One of my favorite moments was last year when you talked about writing a book, and then we knew the next week it was done.
Yeah.
I mean, it was done, and we're all like traveling around the world reading your book. I did. Your book has traveled many, many countries with me. Talk a little bit about when you wrote that, when you made that decision, like, that's it, I'm doing this book. Why then? And what's happened since then?
Well, I mean, everyone else is writing a book, so I had to do it too, right? FOMO. No, just kidding. I just think, like, you know what you said earlier, you know, once you have a book behind you, it's like the best business card you can have, right? Because you open it, it's all about your values, your stories, your, you know, everything about you. And then when you give that to somebody, then people know right away what you're all about. And especially I added photos, so a lot of my perspectives and values and things come from where I've traveled with my job and stuff. So
I love it. I love your book.
Yeah,
I
thank
think
you.
Talk a little bit about it.
I love your book.
Thank you very much. Talk a little bit about, though, because it's funny when you're right. I do talk about how important it is. It's like a giant business card. And people really get to know you. I mean, you're all about spreading more joy and happiness, and you talk about that in the book. What are some ways that people can add more joy to their life?
Well, I think, I mean, me and you have talked about it, and you know, it's all about choice. Like, you know, a lot of people go through pain. A lot of people, things happen. You know, things happen to me, they happen to you. But I think it's the way we get up and go, okay, this has happened to us. I have a choice, you know, to stay bitter or sad or mad, and like not to be insensitive to people. But sometimes, you know, we stay stuck there for longer than maybe we should or we need to. But if you say, hey, this happened, let's deal with it, move on, you know, we can learn from it, grow from it, and then just choose joy. Like, you know, a lot of people don't, you know, that die or they don't have those chances. So for me, living life to the fullest every day, anyone would die to be in our shoes, to live the lives that we live, to be here in this pink podcast place, like with you. And, you know, so I just feel like I'm blessed every day, and, you know, I'm healthy, and so I need to live for those who can't, or those who have gone before us that have died too early, or who would love to would do anything to be in our shoes. So I'm really blessed for that. So
I love that. And it's very interesting because, as I share with you, I stopped going to Orange Theory for a while because I used to go with a friend of mine, and unfortunately she did pass away at 50. And so it took me a little bit of time to get back in there, and I wanted to go with somebody. I wanted to be there with somebody. So I want to thank you because it got me back to going there.
Thank you, Loren.
And every time we go in there, I think of Jules, and I'm like, she would do anything to be here with us now. First of all, you would love her. She was full of life. So what's one thing that you do every day that no matter what, to have more joy in your life?
Well, I just wake up and be grateful. Like, oh my God, I'm here in Vegas. It's sunny. I have a pool. I have a wonderful husband. I have my cat and dog. I'm so blessed. I'm just so grateful every day. Like, it's weird. Like, I know I'm asked that question quite a lot, and I can't pinpoint it myself, but I just think I'm just so lucky and blessed, and I feel I need to live life to the fullest every day for those who don't have this opportunity, or who have died. Like, if you know what I mean? So if I die tomorrow, like, I've done everything. Like, I mean, not to say that in that way, but that's how I live my life. I like trying new things, like saying yes to life. If I don't like it, won't do it again. If I like it,
what's one thing you tried? You're like, oh heck, I'm not doing that again. What's something that you tried and you're like,
Well, I did jump out of a plane at 14,000 feet in Dubai. So
a perfectly good plane.
Yes. Well, Martin made me do it. So, he was paying for it too. So that helped. But I jumped out of a plane, and I cried at the end because I was alive. Like, I'm like, I can't believe I'm alive after that. Like, I'm like, you know, and so I'm like, yep, that's fun. I got the photo.
Just check that one off.
Yeah, I did the video of that. So I'm good. Got
me
that.
Too. I've done one. Yeah. I'm good. I did it in Hawaii a long time ago, and I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay, what's another one?
Well, most things I like, I guess. Most things I try,
so
I like.
What's something that you like that you have to do? Dancing is a big one now for you.
Yeah, I like dancing. I've always wanted to try ballroom dancing. So now I'm like, oh, maybe I can look like one of those ladies, that sexy tango lady, you know.
Or like last night you said that you went and you watched the ballroom dancers, and you got inspired by that.
Yeah. Because it's I like being off my phone for a while. That's always good. And with dancing, you know, when you're learning something new, I get to be focused. So I get to go out of my head and really be in the moment and be present. And I think nowadays, with all of us on our phones and doing a million things and stuff, just by taking that time, same with Orange Theory, like giving yourself that gift of like learning something new, putting the phone aside and really being present and focused on the challenging moves of dancing. Like, and you know, I don't really watch TV. I don't watch TV. I've heard of Dancing with the Stars. I mean, I know of it, but now I'm finally being able to experience like what that show or what they do on there, because I'm seeing it and I've got an amazing teacher. So I really like to be focused and present, learning something new.
I love that. You know, I was just hearing about that they're talking about making it that kids won't have to be 16 years old to get on social media.
Right.
And they interviewed this young girl, and they said, well, what would you do if that were the case? And you know what she said? She said, I would stare at the wall for 6 hours.
Wow.
And so, you know, just this, giving kids maybe some new opportunities that they never even knew existed because they've been so locked into their phones. So the same thing for me. I got to tell you, the dancing thing has been, I was like good with the hustle. I was good with a couple of the other ones. And then when it got to the cha-cha, I was like, whoa. Because you're right. Some of those, it's reconditioning our brain.
Yes.
In many different ways. And I love how they talked about that it's that immersion, not just doing a class once a week, but making sure you go to a couple classes a week so you immerse and really get it into your body. Do you feel like you've gotten a certain dance into your body now?
Yeah, I do. I'm like, whoa, yeah, we should be on this. We should be at some competition, but I'm not there
Which
yet.
one?
But,
which
I like
one?
the cha-cha.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's good.
You hear the cha-cha and the hustle?
Or, I don't know what we're doing there. I'm just dancing and doing it, following along. So yeah.
You're just such a pleasure to be with.
You are.
Everything about you.
You're so
you
funny.
can't be around Erin and not smile. Is all I can
funny.
say. You can't be with her and not be smiling.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Thank you, Loren.
So what? You came here to Vegas. You travel. You love traveling. What's one of your favorite countries that you've been to? And
Well, everyone always asks me that as well, but I like everything about something.
You told me to make these questions easy, so I'm making them easy.
Thank you. I like a lot of things about every country. I don't like one in particular because, flight attendants, we love to eat and shop. So, I love to also venture out and eat, a lot of food. That's why I've gained so much weight over the years, but that's okay because this body is I've enjoyed life kind of body, and now we're, getting it back. That's why I always sort of accepted myself as a little chubby because, that's sort of who I am from my lifestyle. But now that I'm getting back, I'm like, oh, I can see some muscles here, like, and
you
so
like it, but you can do both. You can still experience life and not have to be.
Yeah, and when you get older, health is wealth, so I really want to focus on that. And but back to the question, I love a lot of countries for a lot of different things, mostly the food and shopping and the Instagrammable places to go and visit.
That's great. Yeah. I mean, it's so interesting what matters for you in different countries, right, versus other people in different. Is there? I love that you shared with us though about what I remember once I asked you, what can we do for the flight attendants?
Oh yes.
And you're like, well, we love chocolates.
Yeah.
And we love when people just think about like little hand what did you say? What were some of the things that you said? Whenever we get on a flight now, it's great.
It's great.
It feels good just to like give them a little gift. And then they always go, now what seat are you in?
Yeah, I know.
But we don't do it for that.
No.
But what are some of the things that people can do to make sure that flight attendants feel appreciated? Because it's hard now.
Well, yeah, I think everyone likes to be acknowledged and appreciated. So especially on a flight, the boarding is quite chaotic and, there's a lot of work. So then when someone brings like gifts or Starbucks cards or chocolates, it's like, oh, wow, they really understand and they're really acknowledging how hard that we do work because, we do work hard. I mean, the lifestyle is great, yes, but, there is a lot of work that we do that we don't get paid for, on the ground is one, like boarding and deplaning. So it's nice when those passengers see you and acknowledge in any job, I guess, like the work that you're doing. Yep. So
I guess I gotta head to Starbucks before my flight out tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's always nice to we don't do it for the glass of champagne or anything else that they give you in there, but it's to see someone light up when you acknowledge and appreciate them. That's what you do it for. 'Cause, wow, thank you so much, and then that's what fills your heart up from making someone's day, right?
Yep. So you've been a flight attendant for a long time.
Yeah.
For many years. Is there somebody that you've met in a country that you will always remember them? Maybe it was at a hotel. Maybe it was just out and about. Maybe it was a restaurant. Maybe it was. Is there someone that you met?
I met Ray Charles once on a flight. So very nice. I think I got his autograph. Well, we don't ask for autograph, but I think the person that was traveling with him handed out the autograph to the crew. Yeah, and Matthew McConaughey was great. I served him in business class. I mean, I don't know if I should be saying all this. I'm sure it's fine. But I like it when I meet the ones that are nice and kind. You know, I've had some experience where they're not nice and kind, and they're like, okay, I'm not gonna.
We probably won't talk about their names. Let's
no.
not talk about their names.
We won't watch their movies anymore.
But I mean, just is there an everyday person that you met that, like, you met them out and you're like, God, that person, what a cool story? Or is there someone that you've met?
Oh, there's too many stories, Loren.
I know, I've got too many stories
Oh,
too.
my God.
But, you know.
No.
There's not anybody that really stands out from a, no?
No. No.
Okay. Who's got the best beds? What hotel has the most?
Marriott.
The Marriott. Yeah.
We do stay at Marriott's, so yeah, they do.
They got good beds.
Do you think they do?
Yeah, they got good beds,
Yeah.
but they keep talking about that they're finally going to get rid of Pepsi and get Coke. So I'm waiting for that day, because I don't know if you know that all Marriotts have Pepsi and they don't serve Coke. So I'm
Well,
waiting
do you
for
know
that.
the airline I work for, they just changed from, I don't know, 30, 40, their whole life, they just changed to Pepsi products. So they just changed from Coke to Pepsi. I'm like, oh no.
Wow, that's a sad
Yeah, it
thing.
is.
That
And
is-
we've been serving like Coke and Coke products for like ever, and now we're serving Pepsi. And people actually have seen Instagram reels where they're not going to fly the airline anymore because we're serving Pepsi. I'm like, really? You're not going to fly this airline because we don't serve?
But isn't
you
it
know?
interesting, because so many times, Keith Cunningham always says this. He says, find out what people want and give it to them. So I
Yeah.
don't know if people have actually gone out there and researched, are you looking for Pepsi products or Coke products? But it'd be interesting because I think,
Yeah.
I'm sorry guys, got to be honest here. I am not a Pepsi fan, even though it's the
No.
pride of the Carolinas.
No.
I definitely would like a nice cold Coke.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna go off my health kick, it's gonna
Yeah.
be Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's
Well,
talk green
I
drinks.
think that's probably like the bottom line. I'm sure maybe Pepsi gave them a good bottom line because, it's always sort of about that.
Yeah, instead
Yeah.
of realizing what the consequences might be.
That's right.
Right.
Yes.
So really getting in there and asking questions to people is so important.
Yeah.
So when you meet somebody,
Yeah.
what are you thinking when you're meeting them?
Well,
I know that's a crazy question because I don't think about what I'm.
Well,
but-
I've done a little, about their values, what they value. So a lot of times in the airline, it's significance, right? Because they're mad about something and, I paid for this aisle seat or this window seat. And I understand, and it's unfortunate, and I get it. But, we have this seat for you today. And, in your mind, you're thinking like, you're so lucky you're coming on this flight. Like I said earlier, anyone would die to come on this flight. I know you're not in the seat that you wanted, and I know you have to process that. And it's all about customer service and making them feel better. And it's sort of like you will survive. Okay, sit in the seat. Go from A to B. Everything will be okay. So let's calm it down. So you sort of see like a lot of people are driven by significance, always a lot of complaining. And so I try to like liven it up, like, I'm sorry about that. But because what can you do in a plane, really, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Especially
sorry.
for 15 hours, most of those flights.
Like, I'm
are
sorry we have no more chicken left. It's not like we're in a 5-star restaurant. We're in a tube way in the air. How good could the chicken be anyways, right? You will survive with another meal. Okay? Some people don't even have a meal. So, you know what I mean?
I mean, come on. You all want Erin on your podcast
no.
for sure.
Or in your private plane.
Or in your private plane,
Yeah.
correct. If you're looking for someone.
When you have one.
Not on my
Yeah.
list, but I'll go on somebody else's.
Yeah,
But,
okay.
that G-force, sometimes when I've been on one of those Gulfstreams, I was watching Landman, and they were showing everything like shaking on the plane and everything
Yeah.
falling over. I'm like, I'm good. I'll just fly business class. I'll fly first class. But it's okay.
Well, like moving to Vegas, I was thinking, well, if I retire from my other job, maybe I could do some private jet flying here. But then in Vegas, it's very windy here, and I don't like the wind and moving around and jumping around. I'm like, oh my God, like I don't like that. I'm like, I don't know if I could do that job because those small planes must like fly all around. You know what I mean?
That's what that was.
So I'm like, no, Like maybe
I'll take the big daddies.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's interesting about flying. So what made you decide, because you love to travel, is that what made you decide to?
Yeah, well, I'm like, what kind of job where I could see the world and, on someone else's dollar kind of thing, and I'll do the work, and then, I can see the world. So.
What advice would you have for, I would say especially people in their 20s, because a lot is changing in the world. Everything's happening so fast with AI, and you got to make sure to check out Erin's songs, because she's creating a new song every day.
Yeah,
her
great.
beautiful her jacket right here
you.
that she created.
Yeah.
You should see all of her dresses. They're each very unique in their own way. She can actually customize them for you. Anything. I have my Stay True pillow that you gave me for my 60th birthday. And, of course, I should have worn it here.
Yeah, the duck jacket.
Not the jacket, the duck
Pajamas.
Pajamas that
Yeah.
I wear
That's
at
funny.
least 4 nights a week.
Oh, that's funny.
So, no, but I love it. You care so much. You care so much about everyone and making sure to give them a unique experience. And I'd say that obviously is from your experience as well, as you have to take care of a lot of different personalities on the plane.
Yeah. And it goes as well, like, how do you want to be remembered? Like, did that person take the time, to, it goes back to being seen and acknowledged. Did they take the time to get to know me? And did they, have the presence with them? And, I want to be remembered for, like, because I know how it feels when you're not acknowledged or not appreciated or rejected. So I don't want people to feel that way, because I know what it feels like, to be rejected and to, you know what I mean?
I do.
I don't want to go on in life where I would treat somebody like how I may have been treated in my life, So that's why I want to take the time and, make them feel special, because I think they feel good from feeling special.
Absolutely. And everybody deserves that opportunity,
that's
like
right.
you said. I love that.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
Okay, so let's talk about being stuck in the tube.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us a crazy story about 30
Oh,
years.
those are too many stories for here, but, I don't think we've had people on planes, that, they drink too much and they go to the bathroom and then they're walking down the aisle naked and stuff. It's like, lady, you need to put on your clothes. Like, what are you doing? And then, like, where did this lady come from? Why is her clothes off? Where are her clothes? Like, things like this. They don't happen so much anymore because people don't drink so much. But before, like, people would get drunk, and then we're like a lot of things to, like, crazy things.
Caught anybody in the Mile High Club?
Oh, for sure. I've encouraged it. If I see like some connection, I'm like, what can we do for 10 hours, right? We serve and then we have to entertain ourselves somehow. So I see these two couples, those two are really hitting it off in that seat. Let's encourage. So the lights go down, it's night, and then like one goes in the toilet and then one is waiting, but the other one's scared to enter in case somebody else sees. And then we're like watching, like, yeah, you got it. Go in there. So then they're scared to go in. Then I remember this really vividly. So anyways, finally the guy went in and then the girl went in. I'm like, oh my God, they're in there. Yeah. I think I have a scar on my face because I was so excited from banging myself. Oh my God, they're doing whatever. Anyway, so I got some champagne and I had it at their seat when they came out. So these two are like coming out of the bathroom and then they go to their seat. They're like, oh, it's the champagne. Well, welcome to the Mile High Club, right? They didn't know that I put it there, but you have to entertain yourself somehow at those 10 hours.
Oh my God. That's so funny. That reminds me of when years ago, 30 years ago to be exact, I know, I was working an event in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And back then they didn't have all these cool new ways to pump. You had to take your big pump with you. And I had to go from St. Thomas to Oregon to Hawaii, work an event. Joss was just a baby, and I was nursing at the time. And then I can't believe I'm telling this on a podcast, but this is kind of funny. You'll know where I'm going with this maybe. And so anyway, you had to have the big pump that you plugged in the wall and pump, and then go here. And then yeah. And so then here, and then I didn't have time to pump before I got on the plane from, we'd gone from Maui to Oahu. And so I didn't have time. And then when I got to Oahu, there was nowhere to pump. And so I get on the plane, and then I'm like, boom, 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 boom.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
this is not good. I'm looking for any baby on that plane, and I can't find a baby. And I go, and I'm like, I'm a first time. I go to the flight attendant. I go, I'm a first time mom. I go, I don't know any suggestions on what to do. And so I went into the bathroom, and they told me what to do. And I'm like, okay, if I don't come out, come get me. So next thing I know, they didn't have to worry about me coming out. I am spread out in the back. I had passed out in the bathroom.
Oh my
and
God.
I'm like hanging out.
Oh my God.
They like called, but I think that it became a security breach because nobody knew what had happened. But anyway,
wow.
Anyway,
Oh my
ladies,
God.
make sure you
make sure you what?
Make sure you pump before you make sure you get. Nowadays, there's like ones that people can do it on the plane.
Yeah. Well, because there's more pressure, right?
Correct.
So it's wanting to come out or whatever. I can imagine.
Oh yeah. Yes, that's my airplane
funny.
experience.
Well,
That's about as wild as I got.
But I also think I told you this story one time before. Something that really puts it in perspective as well is this woman. A lot of people. I work business class, and a lot of people always come to the galley on those long flights and tell you their whole life story.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. And I love that. I'm like, they want to tell the story, and so we listen to them. And so one time this lady was on this trip, and in the belly, I think I told you, right? She went on holiday with her husband, and then he never came back. He died when they were on vacation. So his body was being transported in the body. So I'm like, what? You were traveling with your husband on vacation, and so, wherever you were, and then now you're telling me your husband's body is in this plane down below, it's like, wow. So it really puts it in perspective, to live your life each day. You just never know when it's going to be your time. And I'm like, wow. And so I'm glad we were there, to be there to support her. But I mean, I couldn't imagine being in her shoes where you go on holiday with your husband and then he doesn't come back with you, know? So those kind of stories.
Yeah. You just never know. You never know what someone's going through. It's interesting. I got a little boy over to the United States from Fiji to have a heart surgery, and same thing. He came over, and his mom, and they were so excited to have hope. And then, like you said, you get them over here, but then when you have to fly back, and he had passed away, and fly back with the mom, and the worst was at the airport. When you arrive and just. But like you said, thank God you were there to be able to listen to her. Maybe she didn't have anybody to talk to.
Yeah.
She just needed a friend for a moment. Yeah.
Yeah, and I always find, in the plane and in life, the universe puts people in your path who are meant to be, who you need to hear their story, maybe to heal from in your life, or for them to heal somehow. Because I always go in the plane and meet these people. I'm like, I was just talking about this the other day, and then you meet them, and then it's like, oh my God, I met you. Thank you for this information. I was wondering about this, and now you meet the CEO of this company. This is great. You should do this, or how could I do that? And you know what I mean?
So what I love about you is that you always love to learn.
Yeah.
You love to learn. What's been, other than dancing, and making songs now with AI, what are some other things that you've really loved learning?
Well, I think I'd love, trying to be better at the million things that I've already got going. So, I don't know, I like to paint. Probably I want to be a better painter. I don't know if I like that challenge, but I always want to, not that I'm competitive, well, sort of, but I want to be competitive with myself because, you could do better. So, there's always another level.
Yep.
All these things that we learn in personal growth, there is. So with dancing, you've got the steps, and now you can build on that and become more of an expert, better at it.
Yep.
So I just think with all the million things I've got going, I want to be able to be more of an expert or be better at those things, build on the base, to not just know dancing, but to, really, conquer it and be a good dancer.
There's always another, even with them. Yeah.
Yeah. So someone go, wow, look, you know what I mean?
And that you feel good that you're always learning. You
Yeah.
know? It's interesting. I was just updating my speaker reel because I'm speaking at an event in July, and they asked me for an update. And I pulled all this old footage of myself from some of the footage was from about 8 years ago, and some footage was from 15 years ago. And I listened to my voice, and I'm like, wow, like, okay, my voice has shifted because, like you said, I'm always looking at it. How can I be better? Last year, I hired a coach, right, who I've brought in for all the girls, and just hearing even on the calls, him working with these women and hearing the difference in their voice, just a couple shifts. So you're right. It's always about taking it to the next level.
Yeah, and also as well going back to, you know, my philosophy of life. Like, life is short, you know. We go to Orange Theory together, and sometimes I'm laughing from the pain and crying going, oh my God, I can't even do this plank movement. Like, I want to cry, like, oh my God, I'm getting old. How could I not be able to do this? And I'm hard on myself. But, you know, time is limited, and, you know, our bodies change, and, you know, it's so short that we have that I want to make sure every day is fulfilled learning and doing something new, being better, because, you know, life is short. We're going to like die eventually, right? So I want to fill it.
Well, how do you feel after the class?
I feel good. I feel that I conquered that I did it. But sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting so old. I can't even do that. And then that brain, and then I just start laughing at myself like, okay, be quiet. Stop saying you're here. You got here. Everything is fine. Chill the chill the hell out, you know? So.
Yeah, but it's great because you have that conversation. Everything that I've heard, this golden thread I hear you talk about, it comes back between you talking to you and having that relationship with yourself, to like joke with yourself, to say, okay, shut up, whatever person got in my brain that knows that this isn't true. So a great strategy that you have.
Yeah.
A really beautiful strategy is you talk to yourself and say, we're going to do this today. We're going for it. Or shut up, little devil over there that's telling me that I can't. What other strategies would you say that you have that maybe you're not even conscious of?
I think as well, like, you know, now with social media, and, you know, human behavior is fascinating because, someone posted this, that means that they totally full on agree with that. Well, no, people post things to maybe bring awareness. It doesn't mean that, you know, because you posted a blue thing that your favorite color is blue. It's sort of showing awareness. So I find it funny, like, you know, people take it so seriously. Well, you posted that, you must mean that. No, did you ask me why I posted, or what? It's bringing awareness to what I'm allowed to bring awareness to. It doesn't mean that I'm full on into that. But if I want to show something, then and it just fascinates me because
the judgment that people might have.
Yeah, or I just like laugh at it. Go like, humans are really funny. Like, they just assume, they go right to assuming and right to the. I'm like, no. Let's calm down. Let's just laugh about it. You know, it doesn't mean that.
Well, you know,
it's
sometimes, you know, Tony Robbins always talks about people do things for one of two reasons: a cry for help, or a reason to feel loved. Right? That they're doing that for a cry for help or a reason to feel loved. And I think it comes back again to community. And, you know, do you have that source? Do you have that community? You know, when we were younger, there were lots of different ways to plug into community, whether it be going to the YMCA, going to your church, going to after-school activities, lots of different ways to plug in. Whereas now, as you said, as beautiful as social media is, there's some wonderful things, connect with people you haven't met, to add value, to, you know, whatever, to add joy that you do. But there's also some challenges with that, right?
Yeah. And I mean, I never used to post much on Facebook. I felt like that was the main stage, and oh my God, I feel naked on there, you know. But now, you know, going back to the community, it's like, well, now I have all these ladies in your community and lots of Tony Robbins people, like somebody there, because we always think, oh, well, nobody's going to like the post, or somebody's going to take something, you know. And then I'm like, oh, I don't care. Somebody's going to like it. And even if 2 people like it, like, I let go of this thing that, you know, 10 people have to like. Who cares? Just put your stuff out there. Like, you know, if someone likes it, and same in our community, of course one of those ladies is going to like it. And so, you know, that makes it worthwhile. And, you know, if one person liked it, then great.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Years ago, I heard someone speak. I think he's actually very famous now, but I heard him speak in London, and he said, imagine that if the TV has now become the radio.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah.
And the new TV is social media. Mm-hmm. Right? It's really content. Gary Vee talks about this. It's really just what are people consuming now that they want to hear. So if you imagine that your page is a channel.
Yeah.
Right? If a channel on TV. So what would your channel be about?
That life is a choice. You can wake up and be miserable. You can wake up and be bitter, and I just think it's a choice. And me and you, thank you for bringing it out of me, because that's what I think it is. And every day you have a choice. So might as well say yes to life. Life is short, and live with joy. And maybe you might not say yes to that date because they're not your type. But what if you did say yes and go out? How would your life change? And that's why it's about a choice. Because, oh, wow, I went out with that guy who's totally not my type. I never would go out with him. And then, wow, look, we're getting married next week, because that was your choice to make, and you made a different choice, because life is all about all of the choices you make. And if you sometimes make a choice that's different to what you're always saying, no, oh, he's not my type. Oh, no, I couldn't jump out of a plane. Oh, I couldn't go there. I've heard many stories about that country. But if wait a minute, I'm going to try a different choice today. And then you try it and go, oh my God, I'm so glad that I went on, it's like a path.
Yeah.
You tried, I said yes to this, and now look at my life, right?
Well, it's kind of like an airplane, right?
Yeah.
If the minute that maybe it's going a certain way all the time, but if you just sort of turn it just a degree different, to go to a whole different destination. Or Tony Robbins always says, it's in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped.
Yeah.
Right? Every decision that you make, which road you're going to go, who you're going to call, who you're going to, what you're going to eat, everything affects everything.
And I like exercising that muscle. Like, maybe some choices you don't really want to say yes to. We're going to Orange Theory and stuff. Maybe I want to sleep in, or maybe I don't want to go. But once you exercise the muscle and say yes and go, I think what you're resisting sort of you need. And so by saying yes, then you're exercising that muscle. And, I think it's good for you to say yes to things that are uncomfortable, because then in the uncomfortableness is when you grow, and that's when you are then going on a different path, and you're becoming more a better rounded person. You know what I mean?
My husband pushes me out the door, says, go to Orange Theory because you're much nicer when you come home. So I don't know why I'm nicer, but okay.
Because you're
nicer.
so cute there.
Well, you are truly a joy. I'm going to ask you one final question, because I ask it to everybody.
Yeah.
And since we're here at the Pod Place, and you're like, hey, I'm going to just say yes to this, a choice that you made, right? And I'm like, okay, well, what are we going to do at the Pod Place? And you're like, I don't know, I just want to go check out the pink room and check out the flamingos. And so I said, well, let's do the podcast. Yeah. And then maybe this will encourage you to do your podcast, since you know it's so
for
close.
Sure.
And so this is, I am here to support you to make sure that happens.
Thank you.
Because you have so much knowledge to earn, so many great stories from the plane. I mean, come on, let's go. So I'm going to ask you one final question.
Yes.
What's one thing that you do to stay true to yourself every day, no matter what? Different than what you've said.
Well, I think I told you this before as well, like really listening to myself. So what I've learned from you, that's why I you attract me, because you accept people for who they are. And so it doesn't matter what I think or what I do. I know that you will love me and support me regardless. And so I think that's what attracts me to you, because you accept me. I mean, not that I'm a weirdo, or you know what I mean?
You're awesome. You're amazing.
But I feel that. And so that's why what was the question again?
What's one thing that you do every day?
Stay true to myself. So if it doesn't feel good, or it doesn't feel right, then I really listen to my higher self inside of my body, because I realize you have to live with yourself. So your decisions and the things that you're saying yes to, or what, you have to live with yourself, when you and your higher self. So if it's not something you want to do, then you are regretful of that, then you have to live with that within yourself. And so I like to stay true, like, listen to myself and really say yes to things that light me up and live that kind of in alignment.
I love that. I love that you said that, because as you were saying that, my phone was ringing. It was Arthur Joseph, and he talks about, he had me write down this sentence when I was going to work with him, and he said, write down the word myself. Myself. He said myself. And so I wrote down, he said, show me what you wrote. And it was going to determine whether or not he was going to work with me or not, because he doesn't work with everyone. And he says, I showed him, and he said, and it was, what do you think it looked like? What do you think it looked like? Let me just ask you. Myself. I wrote down myself. What did I write down? Was it one word or two words? What do you think?
One word.
It was actually two words, because you actually said it. You, even when you talked, you said myself. It was two words.
Myself.
And I wrote down myself. It was two different words. And because it's basically what you're just saying is you're saying true to what's true for me, my and self. So, Erin, you are amazing. You are a joy, truly. How can people find out more about you? Get your awesome swag. Maybe have some custom swag made.
Yeah, you can always get a jacket made from me, whatever you need. We always need those anchoring words, badass or beautiful or whatever, I got this or whatever. Spreadmoreloveandjoy.com, or else at spreadmoreloveandjoy, or at Erin Baby Kitty. Yeah.
Is there anything on the back of that one, or is it?
Let's see.
Is it? Oh, it's just her wings. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I think you made that one, the owner one, right? That's when you made it. Like everybody at Own It was loving it.
Yeah, and I just want to finish off here. Like even if your decision, like when you're listening to your higher self, and I think you shared a story too, even if that decision may hurt people, or you're the one that has to live with you and yourself. So it might hurt some people, but they'll get over it. But I don't think anyone goes out in the world to offend or hurt somebody. But when you're respecting those boundaries and it doesn't feel right, and you say this isn't good for me, then not
everybody's gonna love you.
That's right. And
and when you remember that your intentions are good.
Exactly.
I know that you say this as well. That's why I love being with you. Is I know who I am. I know what I stand for. I know that my intentions are good. I know my heart is pure.
Exactly.
And then if it just doesn't work, that's why God has 31 flavors, or however many.
Exactly.
Lots of flavors out there.
Yeah, and I love everyone, and I'm not, I like that. So it's okay. Everything will be fine.
Awesome. Well, you're the best.
Thank you, Loren.
And that's a wrap on another episode of the Loren Lahav podcast. I hope you're walking away feeling totally inspired, energized, and ready to take on whatever comes your way. If you enjoyed our conversation today, wait till you hear what's coming up next. Speaking of which, mark your calendars, because something incredible is happening March the 7th through the 9th. The Own It experience is coming. And trust me, you don't want to miss out on this transformational event. We're talking breakthrough moments, powerful connections, and tools that you can truly own your journey. Can't wait until then. Here's how you can stay connected. Make sure you subscribe to wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. Just search for the Loren Lahav podcast, and don't forget to tap that follow button. For all the behind the scenes goodness and daily inspiration, follow me on Instagram at I am Loren Lahav. And if you're loving what you're hearing, spread the love. Share this episode with a friend who needs to hear this message. Until then, remember, your story matters, your voice matters, and you got this. See you on the next episode.